Hey guys, it's Sunday afternoon, just about 4 o'clock or so, and I try to not do anything on a Sunday if I can help it. I washed the truck, and I know I said it before, I'm just so happy that this thing is fixed. Anyway, I washed the truck, and I had to bring a bunch of poles over here. The guy that gave me the cutter, that metal cutter, was needing some poles. He wants to build a pole building. So I figured, you know what, because he gave me the cutter, I'll give him some poles. Now he needs 12 poles. I have more than that, but some of the ones I have here are a little short, and I think what I'm going to do, like this short one here, it's actually not that short. Let me grab a tape measure and we'll see just how long these are. I think I have them cut at 20 foot. I think they were 40 footers and I cut them in half. Let me just check this out here once. Yeah, that's 20 foot there. So, that's not really, or that's what he wanted. He needed 16 foot, I believe he told me. So these are plenty long enough. The shorter ones there are around 16. But I think that the smaller poles, there's two of them here, maybe three. I'm gonna take and build another thing over here to store some lumber. Not a kiln, just a place to store lumber. So if I ever get to it, I have a lot of things I'd like to do, but you know, when you get older, sometimes it creeps up on you. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I need another one. I have one over there, or 3 over there yet, so I can grab another one. And then, yeah, so that's just for my neighbor right up the street here. He's supposedly moving here from North Carolina. I think he is, but he keeps running back and forth a lot. So anyway, then the guy yesterday that stopped me and asked me if I would cut some pine for him brought some of these logs over here. You can see the bottom log and like the first 30 feet of log was good. This is near the top. I might be able to get a couple 2x4s out of that. I should be able to get a couple more out of this. And this one here I should get, it's bent pretty good. It's got a bow in it. But I should be able to get some out of there pretty good. This one here I'm expecting to get a lot of 2x4s out of this. He needs 10 footers to go with the truss. Okay, so if I can get out of that, let's see here, he has 12, so he needs 24 of these 2x4s. I don't think I can get 24 out of this. I might be able to. This thing's probably going to give me a 16-inch can. So 16, that would be 4 times 8, 32, yeah. I might get enough out of there. Now I'm not going to cut this today, being that it's Sunday. This is just mud from dragging the log. The log looks nice though, and it should be good. So anyway, what I'm going to do here now, just so you know, is I'm going to cut what I need for the trusses. And I don't know why I thought there were more than, I thought that he needed 18 or 20 trusses. He only needs 12. And I have the bottom, you know, the bottom board for that. So the ceiling joist. So all I need now is the actual rafters. And I should be able to get all of them out of that. And a couple 2x4s and stuff out of that stuff there that he can use to help himself build this thing. It's a shame, you know, everybody needs something, and nobody seems to have the money to do the stuff they need. I don't know, I don't get that. I guess saving was a good idea when I was younger. But anyway, I'll be cutting this pine up here this week because, for one thing, I don't really need any of this pine, and I can get it out of here when he comes up, or whenever he comes up, you know, to do the thing. And what I was going to say is, I want to get the moisture content in the wood down to 19%, and then I'll go ahead and build the trusses, because they're going to be outside anyway, and that's what they're going to end up probably being, you know, in their lifetime. So I haven't checked it to see what it is right now. I think I'll go get my checker and see just what kind of moisture we have in this. Okay, now those 2x4s I just cut yesterday around 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and it's almost 5 o'clock today, let's say. They've lost a little bit of moisture. They're down to around, I don't know, 38% or so. But this thing is 40%, 42% water in it. So it'll take a little bit for, you know, everything to dry up really nice. I was gonna take this and just leave it sit there, the boards, but that's not gonna do me any good. What I need to do is I need to grab this wood here after I move the telephone poles out of the way and put it on a skid, and I want to put the skid on top of the pine wood that I have over there, and then I'll just check it every month. Probably in a month or so it'll be down pretty close to 19, maybe 2 months, and then I'll call him up and he'll come up here and we'll build the trusses together. This way he can learn how I do it and how you put trusses together, and then maybe he can pass it on to his kids if they want to listen. Of course, freaking kids today, they hardly want to listen to anything, and they certainly don't want to do much, it seems. Anyway, that's where we stand so far today. I'm going to put this on the other side of the... I want to put this on the other side of my building here. So tomorrow I'm going to use my short forks, pick these things up, these poles, and I'll take them over to the neighbor. I don't know why he screwed this out of here. Okay, so I'll take these poles over there tomorrow. I've got to work on my wife's car. I actually shouldn't even be cutting this pine, but it shouldn't take me more than a day to, you know, well, it won't take a day, probably an hour and a half to cut this up to boards, and then I should get them put on the skid. So I need to bring one more post over here yet, and then this guy will be fine. Okay, so that's where we are today. I noticed the moisture reading in the kiln had gone down when the temperature was about 90 or so. I'm going to have to close those vents now so the temperatures rise a little higher in there, because it's keeping the temperature a little too low. So I'm going to close them tonight and then leave this thing pull moisture into the air that's running around in there, and we'll see what the moisture does then. It's nice wood though that's in there. And I had welded this thing and it just came apart and bent. So I got to come up with something to fix that. I don't even know if that's the one I welded. It might have been a different one. Too much weight on there. So anyway, that's what my day or my week starting up should be like. So I'll be moving these tomorrow. I got to work on my wife's car, and then I got to reorganize it down behind the building here where I have the telephone poles. Got to reorganize that for the winter. So it was a very nice Sunday. I had to go get diesel fuel for my backhoe, so I went and got that. I dump it in with 5-gallon drums at this point. I gotta fill my containers. I have a 50-gallon drum, but I haven't had a chance to get it filled, so I have to do that soon. Alright guys, well I hope you had a good weekend, and this is where I'm headed this coming week. Have a good one. Bye.